Coming up on The Scene at 5, Oprah set the scene, now the reality. Authorities search for new leads to find 3 girls missing from our area. We'll have the latest. Plus, a look at the worldwide efforts to bring missing children home safely. We'll show you how it works. Also, the latest from Atlanta, where investigators work to find the bomber whose blast shook the Centennial Olympic Park. The Scene at 5 is right now.
From the Channel 4 News, WSMV Nashville, Demetria Kaladimos and Bill Hall's weather. This is The Scene at 5.
Everything that can be done is being done. Those are the words tonight from the FBI regarding the abductions of 3 area children. While leads continue to come in, there is still no trace of them. Good evening and welcome to The Scene at 5. Demetria will be along from Atlanta in a moment. I'm Steve Hall bringing you the news. The days are turning into weeks, and the tears that flowed from the eyes of fearful parents are being replaced with the anger that comes from not knowing. Local, state, and federal investigators say they are making little progress in locating 9-year-old Jackie Beard, 7-year-old Morgan Violi, and 3-year-old Lucy Meadows. As Annette Knoll tells us, they are not giving up, but are depending more and more on your help.
This is the most recent picture taken of 3-year-old Lucy Meadows. Goodlettsville police released it late this afternoon, hoping you may have seen this little girl or have some idea where she might be. Lucy is believed to have been abducted Thursday night from the parking lot outside Kastner Knott at Rivergate Mall. Lucy's mother, who has asked not to be shown on television, says she'll do anything to get her daughter back.
Please just give back me. Please just send it back. That's all. Please to keep her alive.
In Bowling Green, Kentucky, where 7-year-old Morgan Violi was abducted last Wednesday, family members not only struggle with their fears, but their frustrations.
I'm just angry. Angry at the person who did this. Angry because I can't find her. Angry over the whole situation. But it's not going to help anything if I start getting mad at everybody.
While the anger may not help, it's certainly an emotion shared by the parents of 9-year-old Jackie Beard. Willie and Jeannie Meyer have already been told that their daughter is dead, accidentally killed by this man, Glenn Rogers. But so far, her body has not been found, and no one knows if Rogers is telling the truth.
We got to know, you know. That's our duty. We got to know.
What police know is that the majority of child abduction cases involve a family member. Before Rogers' arrest, the Meyers were investigated. In Bowling Green, Morgan's father says he's taken 2 lie detector tests, and in Goodlettsville, police say they still plan to polygraph the parents of Lucy Meadows. Annette Knoll, the Channel 4 News.
Rewards ranging from $5,000 to $11,000 are being offered in these cases. If you have any idea where Jackie Beard, Morgan Violi, or Lucy Meadows are, call your local police department as soon as possible. Police tell us tips from the public are very often instrumental in solving these cases, like in the Jackie Beard case when someone recognized the sketch of the suspect as Glenn Rogers and reported him to police. Rogers is now in custody for Jackie's abduction, but what about cases where the child is taken far away from home? Then there's a need for a national campaign. Our Teresa Bakken has that story.
Tonight we're going to lift up prayer, and we're going to beseech God.
Lighting candles, lifting prayers, and leaving her picture visible everywhere. That's how the local effort to find missing 7-year-old Morgan Violi started. Now the scope of the effort to find her is much broader.
And I was sitting at home and I was like, well, what is the best way to get out all the information? How can I reach the most people at one time so everyone can have a picture of this child?
Johnson's solution was a worldwide website that gives you pictures of Morgan, sketches of the suspect, and ways to contact police. It also links you with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
That's where you learn that network efforts like this one are working. The center says it's assisted law enforcement agencies in finding 29,000 missing children.
Everyone knows that
the more saturated photographs that gets out there, it improves the chance of the children being recovered.
Mike Stevenson works for another missing children's center, and several years ago he founded a national television campaign that uses famous faces, country music stars, to showcase the faces of missing children. Stevenson says this week the missing children in our area will be featured in the campaign that's already reunited families all over the country.
So it works. And when people see the photographs of kids, it'll stay in their mind because, you know, a lot of us are parents, and of course, as Americans, it's our responsibility to make sure that every child has the right to be found.
Teresa Bakken, the Channel 4 News.
If you'd like more information about the Missing Daughters and Sons campaign, call 822-0804. To access the worldwide website from Morgan Violi and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, that address is www.tcsx.net/Morgan/. A Franklin, Tennessee couple has been arrested and charged with aggravated gambling for operating an illegal lottery. Franklin police arrested 50-year-old Leroy Nevels and 38-year-old Marianne Pointer following an investigation. Hundreds of dollars in cash was also recovered from the arrests.
And the message we want to send to people who would be involved in this sort of criminal enterprise is that we don't want them in Franklin. We're going to make it very uncomfortable for them here. We're going to take whatever means legally we can to put them in jail and to discontinue their operations.
And Moore says his department will continue to investigate leads on illegal gambling operations. A woman remains in critical condition at Vanderbilt Hospital today after a car accident this morning on Briley Parkway. According to witnesses, the woman was thrown from her car and then the vehicle landed on top of her. Her name is being withheld pending notification of her family. She was taken from the accident site by helicopter to Vanderbilt. A witness describes the accident.
She hit the median over here and got airborne in the grass, proceeded to roll and tumble in the road right here. So I turned my lights on and blocked all the traffic.
The woman was traveling southbound on Briley Parkway near a road construction site when the accident occurred. In Columbia, jury selection is underway for the trial of Stephen Abbott, and 11 jurors have already been picked for the panel. The 18-year-old is charged with criminal responsibility for murder in the shooting last November at Richland High School in Giles County. A teacher and a student were both killed in the gunfire. Abbott is accused of failing to stop the shooting rampage by his friend Jamie Rouse. Rouse also faces charges and has yet to go to trial. Abbott's trial was moved to Columbia due to concerns over finding an impartial jury in this case. In Atlanta today, federal investigators are following the evidence, hoping it will lead them to those responsible for the Olympic Park bombing. Our Demetria Kaladimos has been covering the Olympics and has the latest from Atlanta.
I'm here at the entrance to Olympic Centennial Park. Of course, again, it's been blockaded. We do know that the park will reopen tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. There have been hundreds, if not thousands of people. The curious, onlookers, and counselors have responded with comforting words and symbolic ribbons.
This green symbolizes those persons who were hurt the other night in the bombing.
Oh, we're going to do this, definitely.
The park closing has left thousands with nothing to do.
No place to eat, no place to sit. I mean, we love Atlanta, but this is just an unfortunate incident that just is very discouraging.
The FBI has been flooded with video and photos of the bomb scene, hoping to zero in on whoever committed this crime. Security experts told us 4 high-tech eye-in-the-sky cameras had the ability to zoom in with precision.
You know, if they said, oh, he's wearing a red sports shirt and he's got a white hat on, and, you know, you could find somebody who fits that description. It's not necessarily going to be the right person, but you can certainly pin it down.
Tonight at 6, of course, we'll have the latest on the bombing investigation and a look at femininity testing, something every female athlete must undergo before she competes at these Olympic Games. In Atlanta, Demetria Kaladimos, the Channel 4 News.
There's much more news to report on the scene at 5. Coming up, Bill Hall joins us with tonight's first look at weather. Plus, investigators hope to find the key to the cause of the devastating crash of TWA Flight 800. We'll have the latest. And President Clinton wants your kids to see better TV shows. We'll have the story next.
These help define a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and help explain why Dodge Caravan has been named a Best Buy 2 years in a row. These help define the Dodge Best Buy Celebration and where you can get great deals on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Now with sliding doors available on both sides, even seats that roll in and out. The Dodge Best Buy Celebration. It just doesn't get any better. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Get ready for the most shocking and outrageous moments on camera. Whoops! They're coming for it. You Oprah? I said, I wish I had Oprah's money. You won't believe your eyes, but we got it on tape.
I got some prizes for you.
Caught in the act.
You're on the Oprah Winfrey Show, fellas.
What the? It is funny, isn't it? Our hidden camera highlights. Oh, my God. Next Oprah.
Oprah, Tuesday at 4.
On the next Ricky Lake.
You make promises and you never come through on them.
Say what you mean.
I need him there for that baby. I need him there for me. And he's not there.
Mean what you say.
He said that he would get a job and we were going to get married and be a happy couple. He went from coming home at 3 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
What are you going to do about the father of your baby? Dad, it's time to change your evil ways.
You have to show that you are serious about being a father, David.
Next Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake, Tuesday at 3. Channel 4 wants you to go to the Olympics. Watch Oprah every day and look for the Channel 4 Olympic giveaway. When you see it during Oprah, be the 4th caller and you'll be on your way to Atlanta with free tickets. Spend your mornings with Olympic champions and your middays with Sharon Puckett. After the Olympics, watch Sharon in the midday scene at 12:30 here on the Channel 4 News.
Well, most of us saw the rain today and the threatening skies, Bill, but I understand that there's some fairly serious stuff that's
Well, that's right, Steve. And according to a report we got about 30 minutes ago, according to NES, there's still about 750 to 1,000 people without power. Radar shows currently the line of storms that have moved through and that are set to move through, and where they stop. That's the current situation right now, but we still have severe weather back in Arkansas and portions of Missouri. Currently, Steve, no watches or warnings in effect for parts of our viewing area. There are some watches in effect for West Tennessee, but unless they're coming in right now, nothing for the immediate Middle Tennessee area, and we'll certainly watch the situation tonight. We're in a stormy pattern for the next 48 hours or so. In the city now, at the International Airport, 74 and cloudy. South wind at 7. Now, our forecast tonight is for mostly cloudy night with area storms, high 69, low 69, southwest wind at 8. Tomorrow, continued mostly cloudy with thunderstorms off and on throughout the day tomorrow. High 85, southwest wind 15, of course stronger with thunderstorms, and a low of 68 Wednesday morning. We'll be back, Steve, to take us through the next 5 days.
Some things to watch for.
That's right.
Divers off the coast of Long Island today are pulling more pieces of a downed TWA jet from the Atlantic. Investigators have located a cargo container from the plane near the wreckage of the jet's front portion. Authorities say they are now searching for key evidence that could confirm their growing suspicions that a bomb brought that plane down. Meanwhile, there is new information on the Florida Value Jet crash. The company that packed oxygen canisters that may have been responsible for the crash say it has fixed some reported problems. Now, a Cleveland newspaper is citing a government report that the company, SaberTech, didn't have important tools and training manuals. The FAA has been investigating ValueJet and SaberTech since the crash, which killed 110 people. ValueJet has been grounded pending the investigation, but airline officials say they hope to begin flying again in mid-August. A series of federal raids in Washington state this weekend has resulted in the arrests of 8 people for possessing explosives. Included among the arrested people is the state's militia leader and 3 other members of that group. John Pittner and 7 others are charged with making and possessing explosives. The FBI has not released the exact kind of explosive materials involved. Also, no motive for the explosives possibly used has been explained. Well, President Clinton today announced new guidelines to improve the content of children's educational programming on television. Clinton announced an agreement between the Federal Communication Commission and the broadcast industry. The agreement requires stations to air 3 hours of children's programming weekly in order to renew their licenses.
This proposal fulfills the promise of the Children's Television Act. The television should serve the educational and informational needs of our young people.
The plan must still be approved by the Federal Communications Commission before it goes into effect. Investigators in New York City are trying to find the family of a 4-year-old boy abandoned in a Manhattan toy store 4 months ago. The boy is named Jonathan. He says he's from North Carolina. Children's Services in New York has tried tracking down Jonathan's parents to the courts and various police departments, and now authorities are asking for the public's help to solve this case. Well, coming up in health news, a promise of relief to millions of women who suffer sometimes debilitating symptoms of PMS. We'll have the story next.
I've got the best job on the planet. When you get an audience on its feet, it is awesome. There's such a powerful connection when we're on stage. I love when it's real quiet. And then
the GMC John Tesh Live Undiscovered America Tour, Saturday, September 28th at Starwood. Get tickets now at the box office, Ticketmasters, or by phone. Saturday, September 28th, John Tesh Live at Starwood. Brought to you by Kroger.
Jim, it says here that personal debt and credit card borrowing have reached a 10-year high. With rates at 17 to 18%, those payments could be enormous.
That's right, Joni. But if you're a homeowner, the combo loan from the Money Store can help. With a combo loan, you can refinance your mortgage and pay off your high-rate credit cards and other loans.
And the interest can be tax deductible.
So even if your credit is less than perfect, the combo loan can help you manage your family's finances better. The combo loan, available at the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
After the games, after the glory. Join me for a complete look at the day's news tonight at 11 here on Channel 4.
I'm Sharon Puckett. On the next AM Nashville, the last of the full-grown men, Webb Wilder, and some of his comedy buddies drop by Tuesday morning at 5:30. I'm Demetria Kaladimos in Atlanta for the Summer Olympics. Join me for live reports every night at 6 and 11, only on Channel 4.
The Channel 4 News brought you the story of residents at Nashville's Hadley Park Towers who were suffering without air conditioning. What you gave these people was your care and concern.
We've had calls from Goodlettsville, all across the county.
You gave enough air conditioners to make everyone's life a lot more comfortable.
Well, I sure appreciate it.
That's what we mean when we say we're working for you.
You're watching The Scene at 5 on the Channel 4 News.
Some big news today for the 25 million American women who suffer from premenstrual syndrome. Doctors say it's a kind of PMS cocktail that provides a natural way to make women feel better. The non-drug dietary supplement can help ease PMS symptoms, which are severe for some women. Doctors say research on the product is extremely promising at this point.
It appears to reduce the symptoms of PMS, particularly the depression, the irritability, the anger, and of course the food cravings.
The product, called PMS Escape, promises users relief within 30 minutes of taking it. It should be available nationwide later this year. Well, coming up on The Scene at 5, Bill Hall joins us with a look at the full weather forecast, and later, a way to save a sweet summer treat for later days. Alan Smith has the tip when we come back.
Well, come on, steak lovers, lend me your ears. Ponderosa's been your steakhouse for 30 years. Just to show a little appreciation, we're bringing you a great steak celebration, yeah!
Ponderosa's famous charbroiled sirloin tips with buttery mushrooms and onions. For a limited time, just 69 cents when you get a buffet and Sunday bar at the regular price.
It's the steak sensation that's sweeping the nation. Ponderosa's great steak celebration.
Couldn't you use a little Watson's right now?
Closeout specials on all pools. Complete 24-foot pool package, only $7.99. This hot tub only $12.99.
It's fun. It's Watson's.
Hey, look at this 8,000 BTU air conditioner on the $2.99, a 10,349, an 18,499, and a 23,599. That's delivered.
At the end of your day, these are the people you turn to for news. It's news about people like you from around the world and here in the Mid-South, from people who care. Demetria Kaladimos with The Scene at 5, Tom Brokaw with NBC Nightly News, and Demetria and Dan Miller with The Scene at 6. In the Mid-South, it's news you can count on from people you can count on. The Channel 4 News, working for you.
Jim, it says here that personal debt and credit card borrowing have reached a 10-year high. With rates at 17 to 18%, those payments could be enormous.
That's right, Joni. But if you're a homeowner, the combo loan from the Money Store can help. With a combo loan, you can refinance your mortgage and pay off your high-rate credit cards and other loans.
And the interest can be tax deductible.
So even if your credit is less than perfect, the combo loan can help you manage your family's finances better. The combo loan, available at the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Well, it's 5:20. The temperature here on Nob Hill is 74 degrees, and Richard Thomas is keeping us up on the afternoon rush hour traffic. He reports that there are problems at 4th Avenue in Charlotte, due west and Gallatin Road, Elm Hill Pike, McGavick Pike, and Nolansville Road at Glengarry. So people having some problems out there with the driving conditions.
That's right, Steve. And the rain, the slippery roads, and things like that. As we said earlier, Steve, we're in a stormy mode tonight, tomorrow, and maybe into Wednesday morning. Going to be cooler and drier towards week's end. That's the way it's up right now. We'll go through the next 5 days here. Once again, the current conditions, as Steve just told you, 74 degrees. Skies are, of course, cloudy, and other areas are getting some rain and maybe a thunderstorm or two. Barometer falls, relative humidity at 84%. As we view our satellite imagery, basically the Caribbean is where we've been looking today, and no signs of any major tropical situations out there. So we come right back to the lower 48, primarily the Tennessee Valley, and that's where most of the activity is right now. Not to say that there aren't other storms occurring around the country, but certainly a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of West Tennessee. None of the counties in our viewing area as of yet, but as you can see here on composite radar, and we'll take a look at Doppler once again when we come back. These are the heavier storms that are yet to move through. Most of this activity is moving to the east at 25 to 30 miles an hour. Currently, and we'll tell you the temperature extremes briefly, Holton, Maine this morning woke to 43 degrees, 113 today at 2 o'clock at Lake Havasu City in Arizona. We've got a supply of moisture from the Gulf, and we've got the trigger and the match and all of the necessary ingredients. This front is a slow-moving front. Prefrontal activity ahead of it, showers and thunderstorms. As we said, numerous power outages today in about several counties, Cheatham, Robertson, and Davidson County as well. Now, tomorrow it will be a mostly cloudy day. Don't think we'll see an awful lot of sunshine, but still the front, as you can see, still slow. We're still getting our supply of moisture, and the two are meeting right over Tennessee, and the mixing will be the resulting showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. A day of 80s tomorrow, a day of 90s over the deep south and south central and southwest. Cooler 60s and 70s over the northeast, and in the extreme Pacific Northwest and 70s. On Wednesday, you can see that front still moving ever so slowly, still hadn't come through the area yet. It's taking its own good time. Once we get through Wednesday's data, on Thursday, we'll watch that big high and watch it move down to about the Twin Cities, and that's going to supply us with much cooler, drier air on Thursday, as well as Friday, under mostly sunny skies, so the rain should be over for a while. Speaking of the rain, we'll go back to Doppler radar right now, local radar. And here's the line of storms that went through earlier, and this is what we showed you on composite radar, the national radar, and still a heavy line of thunderstorms set to move into western and southwest Middle Tennessee. Our forecast locally tonight is for cloudy skies, area storms, low 69. Tomorrow, cloudy, more storms, thunderstorms, high 85. 68 the low Wednesday morning. Wednesday's high 86. Thursday 64, 84. The rain should be over. 62 and 86 on Friday. And for Saturday, Steve, 64 and 88. So about 2 days, 3 days of some heavy-duty thunderstorms for us.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Well, few folks would argue that fresh vine-ripened tomatoes are one of summer's greatest treats. And if you're lucky enough to have more tomatoes than you can eat, Alan Smith has an easy way to save some of that tasty goodness for a little later in the year.
Summer is fresh tomato season, and it's just amazing all the different varieties we have to choose from these days. If you're interested in drying tomatoes, because they've become so popular in all sorts of foods, there are a few things you need to know. Some varieties are better for drying than others, like this one. This is the classic Roma. It's very popular and ideal for drying. But there are also other varieties, like this one called San Remo, and this heritage variety called Cherokee Purple. What all these tomatoes have in common is a higher flesh-to-juice ratio. Now, the drying process is really simple. All you're doing is removing the water from the fruit, leaving all the vitamins, minerals, and of course that great flavor. Just cut the tomatoes in half, or you can even quarter them, and lay them on a flat surface like a cookie sheet. Salt and pepper them if you like, and then just place them in the sun. Long, hot, dry days are ideal, and it usually only takes about 2 days to remove the water. If you don't have sustained sun, you can finish them off at a low temperature in your oven. Once dry, just bag them up and pop them into your freezer. Another way of preserving is to pack them in jars and pour olive oil over them. Now, the thing I like the most about these dried tomatoes is their intense flavor. They're great for pizzas, sauces, and pasta. If you'd like a list of seed sources for good tomatoes for drying, just write me here at the station. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith.
When we come back, he's known as a coach, but Rudy Kalis says his calling is encouraging a love for what you do. Between the Lines is next.
Tuesday only. Heilig Myers Furniture says the impossible. No credit refused. We repeat, no credit refused. Which means if you want new furniture, you can have new furniture. If you buy it Tuesday at Heilig Myers, no credit refused. You heard right. It's the boldest offer in the history of furniture from the only store big enough to pull it off.
We're Heilig Myers.
Hey, summertime. Lush green grass, blue skies. What could be better? How about a new Buick? And how about some cash to go along with it? That's what you'll find at your Buick dealer's Summerfest. Go with the dramatically designed Riviera and get an incredible $2,000 in factory cash. Plus, get giant cash back on Park Avenue, Regal, Century, and Skylark. Don't miss the biggest savings of the year on a new Buick. Hurry to your Buick dealer's Summerfest today, because just like summer, these values won't last long.
It's all about people. It's all about heart. Working together, each doing our part.
There's much more news to bring you tonight. Dan Miller joins us now with a look at the stories coming up on the scene at 6. Dan?
Steve, the bomb that exploded at Centennial Olympic Park has left everyone stunned, but its impact is doing more than putting people on edge. At 6, we will tell you how. And one Tennessee Olympian didn't win the gold, but you wouldn't know it by listening to him. We will hear from the only Tennessean to compete at Ocoee. And a decades-old controversy is alive and well in this Olympic competition. At 6, we will bring you the story of a strange but very serious issue of men posing as women athletes at the Games. How Olympic officials make sure a hoax doesn't happen. We'll have a live report. All that and a lot more in 30 minutes on the scene at 6. Steve, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. We'll be watching. In tonight's edition of Between the Lines, Rudy Kalis talks about a man who truly loved his job and wanted others to do the same.
Tommy Lasorda announced today that he's retiring as the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers after 20 years. He's 68 years old and has had some heart problems and just feels that he has to call it quits. What an enthusiastic man. I'd only met him a couple of times, but I'd never been around anybody who was more enthusiastic and more loyal to his business and his organization than Tommy Lasorda. When other people pushed their athletes and their workers to get the job done, he had his own way.
I can remember when I was 15 years old and I sat in the kitchen and my mother had a can of carnation milk on the table. And I picked it up and I was reading it, and it said on there, contented cows give better milk. And I believe this without a doubt, that contented people give better performances.
So Tommy Lasorda will move on and do other things. 68 years old, he's just a kid. He'll find some other things to enjoy, but he certainly taught us all, by example, that if you care enough, you'll make a difference. This is Rudy Kalis, Between the Lines.
And Tommy Lasorda has certainly done a lot speaking against drugs and athletes. Well, that's it for tonight's Scene at 5. Thank you for watching. Dan Miller will be back in 30 minutes with the Scene at 6. Stay with us. NBC Nightly News is coming up right now.